Yeah. Speaking of getting excited about franchises, but it's opposite day. Halo was treated like Voldemort at this Xbox conference. Halo was not mentioned a single time. Not only was it not mentioned a single time in the Xbox conference, but it wasn't even Halo wasn't even shown in like Xbox nostalgia bait montages. Genuinely,
that's inexcusable.
Yeah, there was times where Phil Spencer, that's his name, right? Would be like, oh, look at this, like look at all this on Game Pass available now, and there'd be like some quick trailers, or there'd be a collage of pictures. No Halo. No Halo. How does it feel being a Halo fan right now? Halo fans out there, I say as if I'm not one, because I'm trying to distance myself. Trying really hard to distance myself from this shit.
I mean, not different than you were, a week ago, apparently, because the series is, had better times, that's for sure.
He did tease a new game though, but again, kind of by not saying the name, I think he thinks that stocks will plummet if he says the name, because he teased it without saying the name. So at the very end, before the COD trailer, which was the last thing, he mentioned a few new games that are coming out next year in 2026. And then he said, and the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning. And then that was it. That's all he said. So he's very clearly teasing the many times many times hinted Halo 1 remaster to release on all consoles, including PlayStation, which has been whispered about for around a year now. They are apparently working on a Halo 1 remake on Unreal Engine 5 to be on PlayStation as well, because obviously they've been doing that for a few years now. I don't think that's a big surprise to anyone.
Honestly, I mean, when you do a remake, the more loyal you are to the base game, I feel like the more I feel like that should be the goal, really, is just trying to get that core gameplay from the remake, and just like update the graphics, obviously the a couple gameplay elements that are kind of too aged, like some of the UIs or something, but keep the core gameplay like as it was, like I don't expect them to introduce new weapons or new enemies and shit. Like just take what was good about the first and just
it would be a nice justice, because Halo 1 has a remaster from 2011 and it's terrible. It's probably the worst thing ever made by a human.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's an asset flip of Halo Reach, which is a game in a completely different art style. So it's like canon breakingly bad, to the point where everyone is like wearing and using and looking the wrong way for the time, because it was a Halo Reach asset flip. So they just really quickly made like a, look, this has better graphics remake because we used all the new models, but like it's so broken that the new models are made for different bipeds, like for the enemies and stuff, so they don't fit the bipeds in the original game and they glitch all the time. Like things like that. Yeah. Yeah, and it has this whole modern Halo art style to it as well, which looks completely different to the vibe of like the original trilogy. Yeah, it's like offensively bad. Genuinely, it's an offensively bad remake. Awful. It definitely needs to be done again. It doesn't even look that graphically impressive. Even at the time, I didn't think it looked that graphically good, to be honest.
No, I remember when Halo came on PC, like just the PC port of Halo, and that looked great because you were seeing the same assets, but with higher resolution, more frame rate, and all the bells and whistles, that PC can do. So just that looked great. But I didn't play it when they did the Master Chief Collection, I'm guessing is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't play that because I had already played it, of course.
Well, the Master Chief Collection wasn't how it was originally remastered. It was originally remastered as a standalone game. Because it came out...
Really?
Because that was in 2011. The Master Chief Collection didn't come out until 2014.
Oh.
And the Master Chief Collection included that remaster, but it was originally a standalone game. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It was the first game to do the switch back and forth in real time between graphics, which is to 343 Industries' credit, probably the coolest thing ever.
That is pretty cool.
Really good idea, but it also is maybe limiting because it means the games have to 100% match. Otherwise, obviously, being able to switch back and forth between graphics wouldn't work. So say you wanted to do a remake where it's not exactly the same, and maybe some things are very, very, very minorly adjusted, then you wouldn't be able to do a switch, obviously, because that wouldn't make sense.
I mean, on one hand, it depends how different it is. Because, like, I feel like because they can switch between the two, it's because of how loyal it is to the system.
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the original. So I feel like, to its credit, like they, the closer it follows is definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could do a lot of freedom with the graphics and stuff. But yeah, like as far as gameplay, you have to match exactly, and that's what I loved about Diablo 2. I don't know if you played that or the remake.
No, I only played 3 and 4.
The original game, like, it didn't even use like 3D characters. They were all like sprites that were pre-animated 3D sprites,
really?
like StarCraft. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No, but
yeah.
I get what I take your meaning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pre-rendered 3D sprites. And so they literally just like rendered that now, and when you tap back and forth, it looks so much similar because they just took the 3D they were trying to do back then and they do it, and they made such a good match of it that it's great just to toggle back and forth.
That's cool.
And like,
that's cool.
It just blows your mind. And like I said, just knowing that, because you can toggle the system, the base system below is almost unchanged.
Yeah.
It's so loyal to that. You could slap the old graphics on and it just look like it plays. I feel like if the Halo remake did something like that, they could still make it look amazing and still. But I wouldn't be too mad if they like had some liberties, with it, to a point that they weren't able to match it.
I
like
wouldn't
they
be mad
changed
at
the
all.
Movement, they changed the weapons, they kind of updated some stuff.
Yeah, mainly
like
because
if they just remake it, then,
I've probably played it like 30 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the OG Halo or the remake.
Well, they're functionally the same, but yeah, the OG, because the remake is just new slap of paint, exact same game. Yeah. I never play with those new graphics anyway, because like I said, I think they're so offensive that I have never played with them on. I turn them off immediately and go back to the original.
I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that, because when I played through the Master Chief Collection, I just played the ones that I didn't get to play before, and I played them all with my brother.
Yeah.
But we started at 2, which we did play before.
2 is fantastic. Did you play the remake, the remade version of 2?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well,
it's
maybe
with the full CGI.
I actually tabbed. I went back and forth on a lot of them between like the OG, because the OG was like really nostalgic, and the new one, it actually looked pretty good for Halo 2.
Yeah, Halo 2. The Halo 2 remake had full CGI cutscenes made by, my name's blanking on the studio, but the people who make like Love, Death and Robots. It's
okay.
Yeah, it had full CG cutscenes made by those, and they're incredible. Like, Halo 2 Anniversary is possibly the best thing to ever come out of the franchise, and I'm like, as much as I don't like the current
the Master
Halo
Chief
people,
Collection,
it's fantastic.
Like was a great idea.
Yeah,
and having it be able to and putting it on PC too as well was just awesome, because there's a lot of those Halo games I'd never have played if they didn't come to PC.
Yeah.
So I actually got to play them for once, and I got to play them co-op.
Yeah.
All throughout. So that's really cool. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they do something like that for like Gears of War.
They announced remakes at this,
really
right? At Xbox conference.
A what?
They announced remakes, I'm pretty sure. I'm not a Gears fan, so I don't know.
Oh,
you might have to look. Okay. You might have to check. You might have to check it out after the show, because I have never played a Gears of War game, so I didn't like write it down as a thing to talk about. But yeah, I'm pretty sure something was announced for Gears of War, 100%.
Yeah, I think Gears of War, like a new one, was announced or something, but
there is a new one called E-Day, but they didn't show that.
Yeah,
everyone was expecting it shown on Sunday, but I don't think it was, unless I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm not invested at all, so I wasn't paying attention to the Gears of War shit.
All right,
but yeah, that's all the That's all the non-Halo that was discussed by Phil Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
Literally avoided the word like the Black Plague. So that's nice. Halo fans, how we doing? Halo fans really fucking on life support right now. Literally, Halo fans on life support.
They've been on it for a while.
They have possibly 10 years. Anyway.